So, welcome guys. So, today we're gonna study a lot of things. So, let's start with walk path cycle. So, these are the some basic definitions. So, let's see one by one. So, first of all, we need to know what is walk. So, walk means a alternative sequence of vertices and edges. So, this is one random sequence of vertices and edges one by one. Next thing is closed work. So as the name suggests, so this is a work that is closed, or how we can say some work is closed or not. So we can see that a work, sorry, a work with start and end vertices is same. When the start and end vertices are same, then we can say it as closed work. When we see one example, then it will be very much clear to you. Next, in case of trail, we need to know what is trail. So this is, first of all, it need to be an work. So it is a work, and one extra condition is that there is no repetition of age. It means the age will not be repeated one more time. So this is important, that no age is repeated, this condition. And the next thing we have, that is path. So this must be a work, and here no repetition of vertices. So in case of trail, no repetition of edge. In case of paths, there will be no repetitions of vertex, and this path thing is very, very important. And in case of cycle, so what is that? This must be a closed path. So it means first of all you need to be a path. So it means this is a work plus no repetition of vertex, and this must be a close one. Okay, so this must be a work, and there should not be any repetition of vertex, and this must be closed. So it means a closed work with no repetition of vertices. So I have taken one example. Let's say this is a graph G, and then we have to find some work, closed work, paths, trail and cycle. So first of all we need to find one work. So work means what? This is an alternative sequence of vertices and edges. So this can be anything. So I am just taking randomly, like we will take from 1, then this edge, then 4, then we can go for F, then 3, J, 6, anything, K, 5, anything. So we are just going from 1, so from this vertex, then this edge, then from this vertex, then we are going from here, so this is a arbitrary work. So we can say like that, this is a arbitrary work. Now we need a closed work. Closed work means the first vertex and the end vertex must be equal. So we can say one simple and closed work like 1C 3E 2B 1. So this is a closed work. We can see like 1C 3E 2B1. So we are just focusing this area. Okay, next we have path. So we need to know what is path. So path means this is must be a work, and there will be no repetition of vertices. So we can take anything, but should not repeat any vertex more than one time. So we can go like 1 A 4 G 5 I 3 E 2, like that. This is one path. Okay, now what do you mean by trail? This must be a work where no repetition of edge will be there. There can be repetition of vertex, but there should not be any repetition of vertex. So we can say like that, 1 C 3 E 2 B 1 A 4, like that. You can see there one vertex is repeated twice, but this is not going to create any problem in case of trail, because in the definition we have said, you have seen that the trail means this is a work with no repetition of edges. Okay, now last of all, see what do you mean by cycle. So cycle means this is a closed path. So at first it need to be a path, it means there would not be any repetition of vertex, and that must be closed. So we are taking one simple cycle like 1 C 3 F 4 A 1. Okay, so this is the cycle. Okay, so we have seen all the examples of path, cycle, trail, closed, walk, everything. I think this much is clear. Next, now we are going to a very important topic, that is connected vertices. So when we say two vertices are connected, so we, let's say U and V are two vertices. Okay, we can say U and V are connected when there is a path between them. Okay, so this is the definition of connected vertices. So what does it mean? Two vertices are said to be connected if and only if there is a path between U and V. Let's say 1 and 5. Is there any path between them? Yes, obviously there are many paths like 1A 4G 5. So this is one path. Path means what? There should not be any repetition of vertex. There are also 1A 4 F3 J6 K5 like that. So there are many paths. So we can say 1 and 5 are connected. Let's say we are taking one more vertex, that is 7. Okay, and there is no edge between them. So can I say 1 and 7 is connected? No, because between 1 and 7 there are no edges. So we can say 1 and 7 are disconnected vertices. Now from this concept we are going to the next concept, that is connected graph. So we need to know what do you mean by connected graph. A graph will be called connected. A graph G will be called connected graph. Connected graph if and only if, so I am just writing IFF, that is means this means if and only if every pair of vertices must be connected. Okay, I'm just removing this vertex for now. So this is the graph. So we can take any two vertices like 1 3 1 2 6 1 4 6, anything. There is a path between them. Okay, so we can say this graph is a connected graph. When we add this edge like 7, so we can say between any two pair of vertex like 1 and 7 there are no edge, so this is not connected. 1 and 7 is not connected vertex, 2 and 7 is not connected vertex. If at least one vertex exists, then we can say this is a disconnected graph. Now this graph is disconnected. If I remove this one, then this graph become connected one. Okay, next definition is complement of a graph. What do you mean component of a graph? Sorry for my and what do you mean by component of a graph? So the maximum connected component to a graph is called connected component. Okay, so whenever the number of component that is present in the graph is called component of a graph. So in this graph we can see if we remove this, so this is a connected graph, so this is one connected component of the graph. If I add this vertex, so this is one connected graph, and this is a null graph. The null graph itself is a connected graph. So this graph has two connected components. So what can I say? This graph has two connected components. Okay, I think this much is clear to all of you. Next thing we have, that is strongly connected graph and unilaterally connected graph. So I need to have one. So at first we need to know what do you mean by strongly connected graph, and another thing, what do we mean by unilaterally connected graph. So in case of strongly connected graph, so for every vertex u and v, a path exists between u to v and v to u. Okay, and this is not a undirected path, this must be a directed path. So this must be a directed path between u and v and v to u. And what do you mean by unilateral graph? For every vertex u and v, a directed path must exist between u to v, or, this is important, here it is and, u to v or v to u. When I give one example, this will be clear to you. So let's see one example of strongly connected graph. Okay, I'm drawing. So this graph is digraph, you know. I have taught you about digraph and what do you mean by graph and all that in the first lecture. So this is a digraph, and you can see from every vertex to every vertex there is a directed path. Let's say from 1 to 3 there is a directed path. Okay, you can see from 4 to 2 you can have a directed path. For every for every vertex there is a path between them. Okay, so this is called strongly connected graph. And let's say one example of unilaterally graph, that is, so this is unilaterally graph. Like let's say 1 and 3. Okay, so there is a directed path 1 and 3. Okay, there is no problem. Let's say 2 and 3, between 2 and 3. So there is a path from 3 to 2, but there is not any path from 2 to 3. Okay, so in that case you can say that, let's say it is u, this is v. So there is a path between v to u, but u to v is not there. So this is called unilateral graph. This is one way. Okay, so this is unilateral graph, or both way. So we can give one conclusion about this, that if any graph is strongly connected, it implies that the graph will be unilaterally connected. We can say like that, because AND is a big condition and OR is a little bit low condition, because in AND case there must be u and v to u. So if it satisfy AND condition, so OR condition must be satisfied at already. And this implication and all that I will discuss when I will discuss about logic part. So you can see from the Venn diagram, that is very much familiar to you, I know, that is in the innermost part, that is strongly connected, and in the outer part, that is unilaterally connected. So it means if a graph is strongly connected, it automatically unilaterally connected graph. But conversely not true. It means if one graph is unilaterally connected, it doesn't mean that this graph will be strongly connected. So this is for all. This is for today. Thank you very much for watching. So just to recap once more, we have discussed about walk, closed walk, trail, path, cycle. From there we have discussed about connected vertices, then connected graph, then component of a graph, then the two types of graph. One is strongly connected graph, another one is unilaterally connected graph. This is in the concept of digraph. As till now we are discussing about graphs. Now we have come to the digraph part, and one theory, one properties of strongly connected and relationship between strongly connected graph and unilaterally connected graph. Thank you very much for watching. See you in next class.